I won't repeat what I just said. All right. Good evening, everybody. So tonight, we just have a few things that we want to cover as a team journey. And one is just reviewing something very, very basic. And then Stacy is going to share with us something that's coming up over the next, week, which is really exciting. So one of the basic things that we are going to review and review and review, and hopefully you're like, oh my gosh, this is really repetitious. Yes, it is. It's the fact that we invite to events. And events are things that are one-on-one, easy, simple coffee dates, salad in a jar things, big things, Zoom things, Facebook things, all things can be an event. So we invite, and we invite with a personal invitation. I thought of you because, ... If I sent you, would you? Yes, awesome. Here's the information. So that's how that goes. And we have all of this dissected on our Dropmark. So, this is easy. We invite, and we have scripts. We have help if you need help in this area. And then we follow up like professionals, because people commit to things and then they get busy and they forget. Does anybody else do that? We've all done it. We've all been guilty. It's the day of, and we knew we had it in the calendar, and then life started lifing, and then we forgot, and we were like, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot about that. So we have to follow up and remind people about the events. And then we are going to make sure that we are good at connections. We're going to connect with our sideline sisters, our uplines, our sponsors, our downlines. We're going to connect somebody to somebody. And that's an important piece in our business. We do a lot with our connections. And then we're going to continue to follow up again. And then we do, because we are in a business where we have a product, and a product, in that product process, there is a sale that happens. People transfer money to the Juice Plus company and they buy our products. So we have to ask for the sale. We do. We have to ask for the sale, and then we close it, and then we ask for referrals. And that is our process through and through. And so Stacy is going to cover a little bit about the back end of that process, and then also a big event. It's a cool pop-up event that we're going to have at the end of this month. So you ready, Stacy?
Okay. All right. So I want to talk about closing the sale and asking for the business. So many of you know my background is corporate sales for over 20 years. So I've gotten comfortable with asking for the sale, but it wasn't always comfortable in the very beginning. And I know a lot of times people get into this business and they're like, well, I'm not a salesperson, because there's a lot of negative connotations. But when it goes to closing the sale, the number one thing that's the most important is for you to listen. So it's where we ask the questions along the way up to that closing the sale. And if you have done your due diligence, you've asked the questions, you've really gotten to know people and why they might be interested in Juice Plus, or why you thought of Juice Plus for them, and then kind of initiated that conversation, it's literally as simple as, where do you see yourself getting started? And that's not a hard question. It's not a real intimidating question. And sometimes you get people who are like, oh, well, I want to start with the shakes, or I want to start with the capsules, or, oh, I'm not sure if I'm ready to start. I still have some questions. Great. Then you don't pressure them like a used car salesman, right? You go back and you answer the questions and things like that. But 99% of the time, people like to be asked. And if we don't ask them, they won't say yes, and I've experienced that for over 20 years, that people want to be asked. They want to be noticed. They want you to understand and what they want and what they need, and to lead them, because they're unsure, because a lot of times this is a whole nother realm that they're just kind of diving into. They're not used to healthy eating. They're not used to, but they can understand the concept of taking a capsule that's quote unquote like a vitamin and adding that to their diet. So you just simply have to ask, where do you see yourself getting started? And then going from there. And that takes the pressure off. You can go either direction. They say, oh, I want to start here. Great. We can take care of it today. If they're not sure, then you follow up and ask questions. If you are not comfortable asking that question, or you feel like when you ask that question that you're being pushy, that's where the connections are so very important. That's where you connect people with those of us who've been in the business that can be that third party validation and can ask that question that you're not comfortable doing. And so that is super, super key. Then the next piece is they've signed up, they've started on whatever product they've started, and asking for referrals. Again, the same thing. They're excited about this. They made a decision to say yes. This is the most opportune time to ask them for referrals. And so I'm going to use like Cynthia Wallace, for example. I know one of her main things was migraines and headaches and things like that. So, hey, Cynthia, who else do you know that has been dealing with the kind of migraines that you have? Do you think they would want to hear this information too? Well, I guarantee you every single person on this phone or on this Zoom call knows somebody who deals with headaches or migraines. And if you were that person dealing with headaches and migraines and you just found something that you think could help, you're going to be willing to refer, or, maybe not right that very first day, but you plant that seed for that referral for a little bit down the ways when she is having great results from her Juice Plus that's helping with her migraines. So it's asking and following up professionally, which we have the scripts in our drop mark and on our Journey team page that literally, if you're not sure, it walks you through step by step by step. And then you have all your wonderful uplines and sidelines to help you too. So you have to, one, listen, because you want to hear those cues that they're ready, and two, ask. And that's ask for, where do you see yourself getting started, and who else do you know that deals with the same thing you have that we could maybe help and might want to hear more, and then let them decide. Krista, you want me to dive into the...
Yes. So I thought that was really great. And it's that simple. I do want to tag on and say it's really important not to sell out of your own pocket. And does everybody know what I mean by that? So you don't want to transfer, I don't think, or make assumptions for somebody else. You never want to make an assumption about somebody else. I don't want to ask them because I'm sure, money is tight because of this reason or whatever it might be. You always have to do like what Stacy just asked, and don't assume anything, because remember, Juice Plus, every one of our products is so incredibly affordable. You can't even go buy 2 organic apples at the grocery store for the price of what we get in our bodies with any of our products. So it is really affordable, and people need this in their bodies, and you have to remember that. So I just wanted to point that out. And then Stacy, will you share with them about our awesome upcoming event?
Yes. All right. So we have a Facebook Live event starting on Wednesday. It's going to be a 1-day where you can invite people, and it's called Ready, Set, Summer. So there had been a lot of discussion back and forth between what we do with our shred groups for the summertime. Do we keep it as a regular shred? Do we modify them? Do we also offer like a 30-day intensive? And the poll came back that most people in the summertime relax their guidelines of what they do for healthy eating and such when it's summertime. It's just how it is. There's more events, there's more parties, there's more barbecues, there's more family things and vacations, etc. So we wanted to put together an event that would help people not totally derail themselves for summertime, right? So how can they go through summer with still maintaining what they've achieved and not having to feel like they're sacrificing? And so this event is going to be a Facebook Live. So throughout the day on Wednesday, a few of us will be going live with videos talking about tips and tricks to try to stay on track for summer. We're going to focus on, being diligent about taking our capsules and drinking 1 shake a day and increasing water. But then also, how do we make simple, easy substitutions for things that tend to derail us, especially in the summertime? Desserts, treats, alcohol, and sauces, different things. So we're going to really focus on what are the easy grab and go things to go to an event that you don't have to feel so guilty about, right? So for example, it might be grabbing the gluten-free cookie that comes in a package that has cleaner ingredients than Chips Ahoy, right? And showing those things. So for the example, I'm going to go live in a grocery store and talk about what alcoholic beverages would be better choices. If you're going to indulge, if you are going to have some, we know the majority of people are, what are the better ones for us to choose when we're going to those activities? And it's going to be along that lines. And then we will feed that into our shred groups for the summer. And that's not to negate that if people want to still shred every month and be strict with the guidelines, they can. If someone wants to go, 30 days straight because they're still working on their beach body and, stick to the shred guidelines, they can. But this is a way to let people not just fall out and drop off from all the good that they've been achieving so far. Oh, and we're going to leave it open for 2 weeks. That takes us into the first week of June so that they can ready, set summer and kind of get their head on straight before going into the summer vacation months.
Right. And we'll do another one as well at the end of June to get ready for July too. Go ahead, Sherry.
Are you going to be getting volunteers and asking people and scheduling everything out? Or are you doing this one strictly, you're going to handle it?
No, I was going to ask for volunteers.
Okay.
So far, it's me and Krista. Anyone else who wants to volunteer to help
I could do something in the evening.
Okay, perfect.
I don't know what that is, but yes, I will.
Okay, great.
Yeah, that sounds good. So just be ready for that and be ready that we'll do the same type of thing exactly at the end of June to get ready for July. And I think too, Ellen just popped in a really great idea for Sherry to do some exercise stuff in there, like the quick, squats or, whatever, to make good use of your summertime. So yeah, like when your kids are warming up at a swim meet, go jump into a gladiator boot camp at the park right across the street. Great idea.
Air squats every time you go to the bathroom when you're at work. Those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So just stay tuned. And if you guys have ideas or if you have something that you really want to work on, will you please let us know. You can put it in our Voxer chat for the journey. You can create a post and maybe we will create a post that says, what do you need help on? Or what do you want? What do you need? What do you need? Because we can't read your minds. So if you are needing something, if you're out there like, gosh, I wish they'd cover this, please put that in our brains because we are trying to be the best mind readers as we can. But for some reason, I just fell short on that college class. So let us know. And with that, we can stop the recording. And if there's other questions that come up, we can handle.